day number one at the Combine 2024 here in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the biggest job interview of these guys' lives.
There's no debate about it. This is where we're trying to get all the information to see if
you
you're even
belong
good
at this
enough
level.
to even come to this level.
Yeah.
We're here trying to do our best to identify players that we think will represent the Steelers in the best way possible, not only on the field but off the field. It's really a great opportunity to get to know the guys and see how they fit us and how we would fit them. Really enjoy this process, but it's extremely important.
The city of champions.
And he's sacked. Let's go! Touchdown, Steelers!
The standard is the standard.
The NFL Scouting Combine is a pivotal step in the prospect journey from amateur athlete to NFL pro. This key stop before the NFL Draft provides scouts and coaches the opportunities to learn more about the players through on-field drills, physical challenges, medical examinations, and formal interviews. All 32 teams are looking for the right players to help them reach the ultimate goal, the Super Bowl.
At the end of the day, everybody in the AFC North was sitting at home watching the Super Bowl, watching Kansas City win, and we're working hard to make sure the Chiefs or somebody else is watching us on TV next year.
For General Manager Omar Khan, part of the process at the Scouting Combine is making the rounds with the media.
Good players come in different shapes and sizes. You can never have enough good players at a specific position. I was taught that a long time ago, and that's kind of the approach I take. This is a good draft. There's some good players out there.
One of the good players at the Combine 3 decades ago is now a member of the Steelers scouting staff. Zack Crockett played 13 seasons in the NFL after being drafted in the 3rd round of the 1995 draft.
Well, I played 13 years in NFL. I got drafted by the Colts from 95 to 99. They released me at midway on the bye week that year, and I ended up going to Jacksonville Jaguars to finish up the 99 season. Free agent after that year. In 99, ended up going to the Raiders to 2007, and ended up going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers and finished up with the Dallas Cowboys. And at that point, I played 13 years in the NFL. You build the relationships with the owner, Mr. Davis, and I always told him that, hey, you know what? At some point, I want to be a part of organization. I done played long enough. I'm well off. I'm great. It's time for me to go to the next phase of my life.
Then Raiders owner Al Davis hired Crockett as a Southeast area scout in 2009. The Steelers hired Crockett to scout the same area of the country last year.
Zack has been a great addition to our department. Zack's a strong evaluator, and he's got really great relationships at the colleges. It's amazing when you go in and you mention Zack's name, the impact that he has, and that's an important piece of the process for us is getting the right information from the schools and having the right connections, and he's as good as they come when it comes to that.
I'm in the Southeast, and the Southeast is always coming up, has always been that area. You've been that dude that they call it, because you're going to always have the most players, you're going to always have the most work, you're going to always have the best football, so it's never a dull moment. I love it because I played football there. I grew up in that land. And I went to college, junior college. I've been on every level there. I know the coaches, I know the culture, and they know what type of player I was. They know what type of person I was. And to be given the Southeast area as a young scout, it was almost like a passing of the torch for me. And I've always treated it, with respect. We've brought some of the best players out of that area. You see some of the freakiest athletes from that area. So I've never had any doubt or any, ill moment saying that, hey, no, this isn't for me. This was built for me. I think it was tailor-made for Zack Crockett, because of my personality. How I love people, how I love the area, and great football comes out of that area. Because the eye in the sky never lied with those guys. When you watch film, you saw production. You saw separation. You saw playmaking ability. You saw leg drive. You saw balance. You saw competitive edge. And that's what you wanted in guys like that. And that's what I continue to look for, because that's what I was taught from a young age, to look at the film, look at the player, make sure, they got the heart, that they love it.
No matter what part of the country the players come from, the Combine is an opportunity for them to display who they truly are.
Be truthful, tell your story, show your talent. There's going to be a lot of competition here. Don't back down from it. So you're walking around, without a piece of paper in your hand that you call your resume, but you are the resume. This is a moment that is going to change the trajectory of their lives. How they interview, how they carry themselves, how they answer the questions, how they perform. Are they showing up ready? Are they showing up in shape? Are they showing up engaged? You can't hide here. You got to understand right now these kids are walking businesses. People coming here to check out your business. Does this team gel with you? Can you learn the plays? Are you a good fit? These are people that are going to try to draft you. These are people that's going to change your life because your life will be changed for the good or the bad when you leave here. And then after that, it's up to the kid at that point, They got to perform. Can you compete? That's the one thing. Can you compete? Under pressure. There's only a select few in the world that are here at this moment. There's only a select few here that can be here because of their talent level. Everyone from your neighborhood that played ball that may have been better than you, they're not here. So they need to take advantage of it.
The Scouts aren't only focused on draft hopefuls at this time of year. Free agency grabs headlines throughout the NFL each March. But the signings that occur are often the culmination of months of research and evaluation by pro personnel scouts throughout the league. Steelers Director of Pro Scouting Sheldon White and his staff are ready not just in March, but throughout the year, ready to sign new Steelers at any moment.
During the course of a season, we have to evaluate the entire National Football League and every player. We attack it and challenge it, and we go after it 100 miles an hour and try to put the best product we can out there for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Our staff will watch the entire season of every player, of every play. We're going to watch them, and then we break it down and we evaluate by positions, and we discuss these guys during the week, usually on Fridays, but we'll sit down and discuss every player that played a significant amount of time. Obviously, that's important. Who do we want to keep next year? Who do we want to let go? Who do we want to find in free agency? What positions are playing well? Which ones aren't? Usually on Mondays or Tuesdays, we're working out players. Obviously, there's an attrition part to the National Football League, so we're working out players the entire time. So, a guy goes down, it's on a practice squad, or a player gets injured in a game. We're waiting for the reports to come in of who's going to be available. We have to replenish those players. So we're constantly working out players, trying to stay ahead of it by positions. And then sometimes a guy goes down in the game and he's out. He's going to be out for an extended amount of time. We got to bring him in now.
The work of White and the Steelers' pro personnel staff no doubt prepared the Steelers for when free agency began in mid-March. For the second straight year, the team was active participants in both signing and trading for players, all with the goal of building a championship roster.
How y'all doing?
Russell Wilson has agreed to terms with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What? What's going on? Did you say Russell Wilson is on the Steelers?
Let's go.
This is what I'm talking about.
I so respect a general manager who's proactive and tries to do something to better his team.
Hey, Patrick Queen Omar, how are you, man?
Rhythm passer, NFL guy who knows what he's doing.
Ready to put on that black and gold, man.
Man, I'm so excited to be here. Can't wait to wear the black and gold.
Fired up to wear the black and gold. Here we go.
Here we go.
This is a big one. The best linebacker now available lands with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm just ready to get to work, get to learn the guys, get to learn this organization.
First of all, super grateful to be here, to wear the black and gold. It's a true honor, and we're going to do everything we can to be the best version of us.
What made you want to sign here?
The logo. This is real football. I'm excited to be here. And I mean, why else would you not want to play here?
Massive news over the weekend as the Bears have traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And what Omar Khan has done over the last 2 weeks has completely rebuilt the quarterbacks room in Pittsburgh and has done so in an economically and fiscally sound fashion.
We want to be a physical football team, and we want to be able to run downhill at these guys and be a physical team that we can beat them in the fourth quarter and win the game late. And that's something that I've been fortunate to know how to do for a little while.
While there was lots of excitement around new faces joining the team in March, there was also cause for celebrating a face and a voice that has been a mainstay with the organization for 3 decades. After serving as the voice of the Steelers for 30 seasons, Bill Hillgrove officially announced his retirement from the Steelers broadcast booth. For Hillgrove, broadcasting started here in Pittsburgh when he was a child.
I had a radio station in my bedroom in Garfield. My dad had a wireless mic hooked up to a speaker, and he put a sign on the bedroom door, WHIL, for Hillgrove. The kids would be in my backyard, and I'd be describing their exploits in the athletic world. And so at a pretty young age, I had an inkling as what I wanted to do, but it's really tough to say, this is what I want to be, and then get to be that.
He is such a Pittsburgh guy. As I was saying, he's the Duke of Garfield. Was just kind of one of those well-accepted guys in whatever room he was in.
So I was a disc jockey. I read news at the student station at Duquesne University. I did an opera show, and I stayed versatile. And I was a disc jockey when the boss came to me and said, have you done play-by-play? And I said, at Duquesne University, I did a little high school football and a lot of basketball on the student station. He said, good, we're going to make you the voice of Pitt basketball.
The thing about Billy is par excellence, because what he does, he's able to translate what he's watching in real time into verbiage that everybody loves. He takes you into the moment. The fan that's listening on the radio is getting the picture painted verbally by a guy that's just short of Picasso.
Here comes Miller off the lane, tomahawked in, and he breaks the glass.
After 20 years of announcing for Pitt and 16 years as the sports director at WTAE-TV, Hillgrove's artistry attracted the attention of the Steelers' ownership in 1994.
Tony Quattrini, who later worked for the Steelers at the time, was the sales manager for WTAE Radio. He called me and he said, Mr. Rooney keeps asking for your tape. And I said, I didn't submit a tape. Jack Fleming was a friend of mine and I never gave it a thought. He said, well, he likes your tape because he's using it to compare to other tapes that are being sent in, and the more he hears, the more he likes you. And then I guess about 2 weeks later, I get a call from Tom Donahoe, said, Billy, we had a meeting last night, things are looking good. And I said, my goodness, here I am, a candidate for a job that I didn't seek, but was probably the best thing in the world that ever happened. I guess being in the right place at the right time, that kind of describes my career. My first game in 1974 for Pitt football, Johnny Sauer was the color man, but CBS had him tied up with a preseason game, so they gave me Myron as the color man. And so that was like a premonition of what might happen. And then in 1983, Johnny Sauer had heart problems and the doctors wouldn't clear him, and they gave me Myron as my color man for Pitt.
Myron, it should be a big game for both clubs. Oh, yes, indeed. Many people are...
That gave me an idea as to what to expect. And, with Myron, he's color with a capital C.
With that, I give you our ambassador of comments, Mr. Myron Cope.
Okay, ambassador, comment it is.
And you just have to stay out of his way.
That was a shovel pass, appeared to me, He got the old coal, throw the coal into the bin there, business to Hodge.
It's almost like Abbott and Costello. I was the straight man, and of course he was the funny man. He'd call the house, and my wife would answer, Rose, is Billy there? Myron, let me go check. How'd you know it was me? Oh, come on. He was a pure delight. And it worked a lot of magic for 11 years. So it's been great because I've been able to adjust to whomever is my partner. In the process, I learn a lot from that person. Merle joined the booth, and then, of course, Tunch became the color man after Myron retired, and that's a different approach. He does analysis. And Craig Wolfley in the same category. They taught me that many football games are won up front. If you don't win the battle up front, chances are you're not going to win a football game, and that taught me a lot. But the chemistry, I think it comes naturally, and the more you work together, the easier it is.
It's a wonderful job, and Billy did it better than anybody.
I've always believed that every game takes on its own life. It's almost like a magic carpet ride. Just jump aboard and let the game carry you. Let's face it, you're the eyes of the fan. And the fan who is in his car or her car or listening on the radio at home, they're not at the game. So we try to put them at the game.
You talk about a big play, biggest one of the game right here.
Troy's interception happened at this end.
Flacco in the gun. He looks, he waits, he throws the pass, and it's intercepted! Troy Polamalu at the 40, 35-30, blockers at the 25.
Not only a great Steeler moment, it was one of Troy's great moments, and there was never a doubt that he would not stand with a gold coat in Canton, Ohio. And this crowd was in such a frenzy. I felt this whole press box shake. It never happened before and hasn't happened since. I would welcome another moment like that where the whole place shakes, because the Steelers know they're going to the Super Bowl.
Steelers show blitz. They're back. He throws the pass. It's going to be picked off. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25-30, 35-40. Still on his feet at the 45 and down. No, he's still on his feet. Here comes Harrison jumping over people. To the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown for Pittsburgh. An amazing play.
A crazy play indeed. Certainly was unexpected. James Harrison's not a scat back by any imagination, but he looked like he had performed on the offensive side of the ball as he followed blocking very well and jumped over people and got enough momentum to get into the end zone. So that was remarkable. You could argue that's the greatest play in Super Bowl history. That would be an interesting argument.
43 seconds to go. He scrambles around, throws it back corner of the end zone. Santonio with a touchdown! Santonio Holmes! But they ruled touchdown in the far right corner of the end zone.
That to me was the call in Steelers lore of which I was most proud. I couldn't see his feet. I couldn't even see Santonio, to tell you the truth, because it was the far corner of the end zone. But I trusted the judgment of the official, who couldn't have been more than 5-8 yards away, and he's right on the line, and as soon as his hands came up to his hips, I knew they're going to come all the way up, so I called touchdown, and that's probably one of my proudest moments.
That's how you be great!
If I were to give advice to whomever my successor might be, it would be pay attention to the Steelers Nation. The fans make this all possible. And this fandom, without question, is not only the best in the NFL, in my opinion, it's the best in all of sports. You are the eyes of these people who can't see the game or be at the game. Convey the message. And if it's the standard that I know, it'll be a good message.